Hey, what's up, Robbie? Can you believe it? We did it.
Took a little bit longer than I thought, but I guess these guys really want that 50K trade day account after all.
Hell yeah. So, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Coast to Coast Traders Podcast. I'm Joe.
And I'm Robbie.
Yeah, so let's get into it, man. We finally hit that big milestone, right? We finally got that 500 subs, right? We finally did it. So, boom, there it is. Yeah,
Fireworks, what?
big time celebration time. So, good news for
Yeah.
all you guys. We're giving away the 50K eval, and we will have instructions on how to enter that a little bit later in this
Yeah, so
video.
stick around because it's not just a comment, it's comment plus keyword.
That's
So you're gonna have competition out there. There's gonna be people out there throwing out random keywords for subterfuge,
it.
and you gotta stay tuned.
That's it. That's it. Stay sharp. Stay sharp, everybody. We want to try to give away this free account. We're very excited to do it. So, and
Yep.
then hopefully you can turn on the infinite money glitch, right? So you get a free account, you pass the eval, you get moved into the sim, you take a payout. That's an
And
infinite
you'll be on the
bliss
next
reward.
episode of Titans of Tomorrow, how you turn $0 into $10
That's it. That's it. That's it.
million.
So let's get into some hot button topics, man. It's been a wild week, especially in the prop trading space. So why don't you go ahead and kick us off with this Project X update?
Yeah, so we talked about Topstep and Project X specifically some episodes ago, and how they're cutting off the third-party firms from using their platform. But even prior to that, there's been significant platform issues, and they just can't seem to get their act straight. And so they're just continuing to suffer from more outages. And some of the firms are cutting things off early. But right here, you can see in Discord, they have a channel for Stay Flat for any similar to like other firms like Apex, for example. If you have an issue, you log in, you click the flat button. So here on the Discord, you have the get flat option to get you out of positions, and they put it on a 30-minute slow mode. So, I mean, that's pretty bad because you don't usually put slow mo on any channel unless you have a significant number of chats coming
That's right.
in this situation messages. So, dude, this is really bad for PR, and I mean, more importantly, just bad for traders.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's just, you know, it seemed like they really spread themselves too thin with this Project X platform. You know, they were trying to push everybody to it. They were trying to be, this backdoor broker that was going to have everybody's data from all these different firms. And now they can't keep up with, they bit off more than they can chew. And this platform's just going haywire for the Topstep folks. And then not only that, their profits are getting wiped. They're not making it
Yeah,
right by traders. We've seen some empty promises so far that they're going to make it right, and it's deeply concerning. If you are a prop firm trader with Topstep X, you can't trade. Right? You literally can't trade.
yeah, and I don't understand that there's so many people still going to bat really hard for Top Step and Project X, and they're like huge fanboys. And like, guys, we are customers, okay? If the business is not doing right by the customer, why are you cheering so hard for them? I mean, okay, yeah, the platform is good when it works, but if it's
Mm,
not working for a very large portion of people and days at a time, like whole
mm,
days,
mm-hmm.
and they're not, and they're like wiping out profitable days and stuff, it's just like, what are you championing? Like at least have a backup. But I mean, maybe it's time to stick with one of the higher quality prop firms out there and platforms.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so now other companies like Lucid, like Tradeify, they're cutting off the sales to use Project X as a platform even sooner than they originally had said. So uh, Tuesday at 5, looks like Tuesday, December 23rd, that's coming right up at 5 p.m. You'll no longer be able to buy a Project X evaluation account at Tradeify. And pretty
Yeah.
much the same at Lucid too.
Yeah. And then the one thing about this get flat, though, also is like, I wonder if the get flat feature was also breaking, because my thoughts were, okay, you get flat, then you really shouldn't be taking any more trades. My initial thought was like, why would you need to get flat more? And post a second message, but maybe the get flat wasn't working, which is also highly problematic. So I feel for a lot of those traders that are still on that platform that haven't really kind of woken up to the realization that maybe they should be uh, trying something else until Project X can demonstrate that they're getting their act together.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll circle back to
Hmm.
this too with some bugginess in the Project X platform when we get to the end. So
Yeah, sure.
let's move it along here. Give us a little gold and silver update. So it's crazy, dude. Look at that weekly candle on silver.
Yeah, it's insane, and we're not going to show it here, guys. But check out other metals too. Look at palladium. Look at copper. Copper's not as glamorous looking compared to like gold and silver, but palladium's putting in a really, really heavy weekly candle. And silver specifically, I think is really interesting because I saw a post on X about how long it took from like 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. I want to say it was like 145 days, I think, from like 30 to 40
Mm-hmm.
and 40 to 50. And then right now it's like, dude, we hit $7 in just this past week from 60 to 67 at the high.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is. It is. It's starting to get this like parabolic momentum here, a la GameStop or something like that, dude. It's pretty wild.
Save your nickels, guys, and your quarters. Look at there's tools out there online.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I think it's 1964 is the cutoff for like quarters, but
Yeah.
other denominations have different years for like this quantity of silver in the actual coin.
Yep. Yeah, I wasn't prepared to talk
Hmm.
about this more, dude, but I actually saw this chick. She was just like buying up nickels, and she was just like,
Yes.
you see
Oh, you
that?
shared that with me.
Yes, this chick was
Hmm.
just like literally buying up boxes upon boxes of nickels, and she had them everywhere. And then she was like, they were like in her boots, and they were like in her jacket pockets. She just had rolls of nickels everywhere because she was like, the nickel value is going up, but either way, I'll still have a
Yeah,
nickel. So she was like saying this is
it's
like a
smart.
crazy bet.
I mean, because realistically, you're buying silver
Mm,
for less than the cost of silver,
yeah,
theoretically.
right.
And it can't be influenced by the Russian FOMO because a nickel is worth a nickel, you know?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Same for the pennies. Hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And he means rush in FOMO, not Russian the country FOMO. Like I don't think I don't think the
Yeah,
Russians
yeah,
are
yeah.
having FOMO.
Yeah, I don't know.
You said that fast and I was like somebody's going to be like Russian FOMO. So
Yeah, thanks.
but yeah, silver and gold still looking very strong. Gold had this pullback. This is the non-adjusted chart. So if you look at the adjusted chart, we're not quite at the all-time highs either way. Like we're pretty much right there, guys. It's back at all-time highs after a noticeable pullback of about 10%. Um,
Yeah.
so funding ticks, bro. I think you put me onto this first, but this is a wild story. Really wild.
Yeah, so before we get into the full details, we have an affiliate. Well, we have an affiliate code, but given the current circumstances, we're not actively promoting them at the moment.
Yeah, thank you.
Obviously, everybody's worth a second chance, but when we see that they make some changes that are customer forward, then we'll look into promoting them possibly in the future. But for the time being, we've gone ahead and removed our code from our videos.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think that's just the right move.
Hmm.
And we want to make sure everybody has a positive trading experience
Yeah, so it just kind of feels like a little bit of a rug pull,
for sure.
and there's been a few changes. So, Joe, why don't you hit us off with this first one here?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is that not only are these changes forward, right, going forward in the future, they actually made them retroactive. So current traders started to see profits, and whole trading days just disappear off of their P&Ls. So now they have this rule that you have to be in a trade for a minimum of 1 minute. And 1 minute can be quite a long time, especially if you're trading NQ. I know that there's many times
Hmm.
personally where I enter into a position and I take a 15-point scale on MNQ or NQ.
Yeah,
Sometimes in seconds, like I mean literally less than 30 seconds. And so to
hundred
to
percent.
to think about that and say, oh well, I can't take a scale. Like sometimes I scale, I move to break even, then I'm stopped, and then the thing flushes, and it's like, oh well, thankfully I took my scale and I moved my stop, right? Um, this is insane. If you were trading any live market, which is like most of these firms are trying to say they're preparing you to be a better trader for the live markets, this rule would never ever 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 apply.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and then now you need to have a $200 day in order to make it profitable, right? Topstep does
Hmm.
150. My funded futures does only 100. Other companies don't even have a consistent goal, right? Um,
Yeah.
and then you have to go 6 days to request instead of 5.
Right. So that really throws off the cycle. Like, with these guys, I want to say, like, initially they had, I think, the best deal on a 50K for new members,
Yeah,
all in.
yeah, they did. They did.
So this is pretty disappointing. And like with the 1 minute thing, um, they're wiping out the trades if it's quicker than a minute. And let's say you lost the trade in under a minute, they're sure as heck not going to
No,
remove those trades.
no, 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 no.
So
That's fine.
what
That's
the heck,
fine.
guys?
That's fine. That's fine. And dude, like, I don't want it to like be like a whole like bashing thing. I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall, but like all these
Mhm.
forex bros, dude. This is another forex bro, and this is like I don't know. I'm worried about it, right? Because the same guy who's running funding ticks is running the forex prop. He's from a forex background. It's like always with the forex, there ends up being
Well,
some
that's
crazy
why.
shenanigans.
Yeah, so that's why I was a little more willing to promote them earlier on, is because their forex background, they've been around for a long time.
Yeah,
And so for me, it's like, okay, they're already pretty well established. It's not brand new. Like for instance, God, what was that one that came out last year that they wouldn't even take Visa and Mastercards for the signups? That was like a massive red flag from day
oh
one.
yeah, yeah,
So like, I mean, these guys, they had some background history. It wasn't like a completely out of nowhere entry into the prop space. So, but just a little disappointing to see this new change in policy.
sure, for sure. And so the plot thickens.
Hmm.
This guy Emmy. So pay attention to this guy Emmy's name here, or Emi, however he pronounces it. He starts talking about the Discords crashing out. Right. Apparently, people have been waiting over 2 weeks to get moved to live. Right. The chat is full of people. Then they're saying their first payout, which is allegedly takes over 30 days. So how could you get moved to live before you've had your first payout when they're saying it's 30 days to live? Right. And he's 1 day from his payout there. Now his dashboard's bugging out, and he says he doesn't have enough winning days, right? So as this
Hmm.
continues on, um, here's again just the
So
same.
now this is the official rules, I think, from their Discord, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So this just
Yeah.
goes to show you what you need in order to be considered as a profitable day. That you're only going to get an 80% profit split now. It was 90%. So they're keeping an
Hmm.
extra 10. So they made it
Yeah.
harder for you here. They made it harder for you here, and they're going to keep an additional 10%. Ouch.
Yeah. And, I would say though, with the scalping nature of it, there are other firms that have a no, like a no micro scalping rule.
Yeah,
But that's usually when you're taking big size on minis, just trying to get a couple of points.
right.
And that's understandable for me. But this, nah, dude, this isn't good.
And those companies that do have that, like no excessive amounts of trades or this hyper scalping type rule. Even Tradeify has a 50% rule. So like 50% of your trades can be considered HFTs, or very quick micro scalps. You can do it 50%
Yeah.
of the time, and it's not an issue.
Hmm.
So I think there was a better way around it. So then he says it gets worse. The rules are retroactive, as we covered, right? All of these
Yeah.
things we just said. He's avoiding the firm. And then he hits you with the then it gets worse, or Robbie.
Yeah.
So
Oh man, so he's showing his dashboard and all of his trades, timestamps and everything, and they're clearly over 1 minute, yet marked as high frequency trading. And he's like, "Well, look, some of these are 5 minutes long, and they wiped out a whole trading day."
yeah, yeah,
That and we're, as traders, like, we shouldn't be married to our profit, right? But obviously, we put in work,
mm,
a hard day's work for trading. I mean, some people might say, "Oh, you were only at the desk for an hour," but I mean, if you're not in it, you don't understand that there's a lot of mental capital used trading, and to have a whole day wiped out is quite the setback.
yeah. And emotionally, it's really disheartening. And unfortunately,
Hmm.
we've heard stories of other prop firms just preying on the emotions of their traders, and it seems like they're just doing the same thing. It's terrible.
Yeah, it
Um,
could be.
And then, like, this is a terrible thing too. Emmy says, I've already been stressed out, to the max with my son's cancer, right? I hope you guys get what you deserve, right? So that's terrible. Obviously, we wish your son a speedy and full recovery.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we're really, you know, obviously it's really unfortunate to see this, right? We had another trader posted this same sort of thing, right? He had an eval for 2 weeks, thought he passed, and then they made the rule, and now all of a sudden he's not passed. Um,
Yeah, just going back to Emmy for a sec, man, Joe, because like obviously cancer is like an awful situation, and putting money towards that to have it, kind of like rug pulled from you.
yeah,
It's almost, and I'm not trying to make light of this situation in any way, but like it's in a sense, it's kind of like Clark Griswold not getting his Christmas bonus,
yeah,
and you were expecting that, because you actually he had already clocked in the days, and he's just a matter of waiting for the payout, and then last second rug pull. So that's pretty tragic.
yeah, it definitely really sucks.
Hmm.
Another trader, like I
But this is
said,
a silver lining.
yeah, there is. It's coming. So this guy didn't pass his eval. Just more posts from some different people. Same thing. He was due for a payout. Had his 5 profitable days. Now 2 trading days have been wiped out. Right. So you
Yeah.
know this is just another example. This is not just isolated to one person. A lot of people are sharing their stories. You're getting a lot of traction online. It's started to become a trending topic on X. And then we get some good news, right? So shout out to Matt Leach and My Funded Futures. Robbie said it's a silver lining. So tell us about it, Robbie.
Yeah. So he reached out, or Matt Leach reached out to him, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. So it says that in the chat. Matt Leach has personally reached out to and made sure my children's Christmas is taken care of. The Following the fiasco with funding TICKS. I'm not affiliated with My Funded Futures, but I believe this speaks volumes of what this firm and their CEO stands for. I'm still committed to taking some time off. Merry Christmas. I love trading, the trading community. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. And I should say, like, there's a lot of firms that are kind of taking advantage of the situation, and I don't necessarily mean like in a bad way, but like, when your competitor stumbles, you got to strike when you can.
Yeah.
And
It's
there's
business.
firms that are putting in good promotions out there, and just look at your options, guys. I'm not, we have our favorites. I'm not even saying to use the ones that we're promoting necessarily. There's a lot of great ones out there. Of course, My Fun and Futures putting in a really solid win for the community, just saying, hey, we got your back. And even though this guy's not even their customer, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It is really awesome. So it's great to see. And hope that your Christmas works out, Emmy. And again, wish you speedy and full recovery. So, and then lastly, we get like an update, right? So we're back to Sahil. He's saying he had a chat with the Funding Tick CEO. That the CEO is recognizing, that people are raising their voice, that they're shouting their concerns, and that hopefully there are going to be some changes in favor of the traders. So this will be something
Yeah.
we'll have to update you guys on in the future as it pans out. Fingers crossed for everybody at Funding Ticks that, some wrongs are righted and
Yeah.
you guys are okay.
Yeah. What I would expect is that they completely eliminate the retroactive. And for anybody that had days removed, they need to restore those, and do the 90-10 split for everybody. But obviously, any new accounts, if they want to change the rules, that's totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, in terms of changing the rules, I think that My Funded Futures has come out with like so many different accounts over the last year just to have slightly different rules based off of that account. Like that's, it's fine. I think people are fine with it if they know what they want, what they signed up for, right? So you signed up, you kind of
Exactly.
signed a contract, you paid for something. To change it after the
Hmm.
fact is a really, really shisty move. So don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, and other businesses wouldn't get away with this. It's like, you can go to Home Depot, for example, and this was on social media just recently. There's some weird situation where some items can get marked down to a penny.
Mm-hmm.
You bring it to the checkout. Hey, the advertised price, and especially what's on the screen when you're checking out, is what you pay.
Mm.
And that's on the store if they made a mistake. And of course, they can fix it afterwards, but they can't stop you from buying it at that discounted price.
Exactly. Exactly. So, well, we will have to revisit this in the future, Robbie, and hopefully things are made well, and have some favorable things for the funded TICKS traders by the end of the year. But now it's time for the most important thing. Most
Yeah,
important
what's
thing.
that?
That is how to enter the giveaway, bro.
Oh, snap. Giveaway.
Tell everybody how they're going to enter the giveaway.
All right, so you got to comment down below on this video. And if you want to share, of course, like and subscribe, that'd be awesome too. But you got to comment trade day and then let us know what your trading goal is for 2026.
Exactly.
That's it. And you're going to get a 50K trade day trade day account. So
what is your trading
check
goal?
out
Wait, check out what?
my trading goal. You know what? Let's do that on the new year. I wanna talk about that on the new year episode.
Okay, all right.
Because we had a similar.
You want to talk about that when we pick the winner? Then because we're gonna share their goal, right? Here's the winner.
Yeah.
Here was his or her goal, and then we'll share our goals. We'll have a little bit more time to think about it.
Yeah, that could be good.
Okay.
But I wanted to say really quick though, if anybody missed last week's episode, you gotta watch last week's episode. We interviewed Maple Stacks, our mentor, our homie. It was a pretty good one. We had maybe some changes we'll make in the future of like how we present, because I think the ending was a little bit too abrupt. Maybe would have been cool if we talked about that amongst ourselves just at the end for a second. But it's a really good one, and we really appreciate that he took the time to be our first interviewee.
Yes, yeah, it was really great, guys. Definitely worth checking out because you really have the rags to riches, right? The you know the storybook sort of journey in trading. So really encourage you guys to check it out. So remember,
yeah, absolutely,
like and comment trade day and your trading goal for 2026. And then lastly, bro, this new IPO you're on, right?
Yeah, so I talked about this briefly. Was it like episode 30, 20 something? I don't remember. It was the Tesla meets Waymo episode, and I mentioned just briefly. I invested pre-IPO, so my price is like $3.59 a share, I believe. And they had a really good day, but obviously, they gave it all back. And we'll see how things progress over the next coming days and weeks. I'm not really concerned because obviously when I invested initially, I was fully willing to lose all that money.
Okay.
But there was an unfortunate kind of situation for me. So when you're in one of these pre-IPOs, you don't actually have the shares on day one. We had to do a transfer, and so the transfer, I didn't get the shares basically until last night. So my plan ideally would have been to trim. I had no idea necessarily what to expect on IPO day, but my plan was potentially just to trim like a quarter or half, whatever I could do to potentially make the rest of them free. And I definitely could have done that for a quarter of the position, around $15.
Right.
But it is what it is. Like I said, I invested for the long run on these guys. It's an interesting company. I like what they do. They're repurposing really old jets, and it's cost effective. So like I would say, for the same reason that people like SpaceX, because their reusable rockets make their deliveries much more cost effective. This is quite similar, but they're doing it even cheaper for lighter payloads. Like you can put something up there that maybe you can't afford to use SpaceX, right? But you have a project, and these guys are going to have an opportunity for you to put something up there, and it's within your budget, and that's pretty cool.
Oh, definitely really cool, man. I'm looking forward to that SpaceX IPO too. So we'll keep an eye on this one and the other rocket stocks and see how it pans out, right? Hopefully you can get out.
For sure.
Get another pop and scale out some and make this a free trade.
Yeah, absolutely. But not a financial recommendation. Just telling you what I did and kind of what I'm expecting.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man.
Yep.
Well, we say, guys, we'll wrap it up here. Don't forget to get that comment in and let us know your trading goal for 2026, and we will happily pick the winner. You can turn on that infinite money glitch.
Yeah, can't wait to do it. We're going to announce it on the next episode, so stick around. Peace out, guys.
See you guys.